in store for you guys. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into the reading. Any information that you may be looking for to book a reading with me and to follow me like on any of my other social medias and all that jazz, I will try to have it listed below. And if you do want to book a personal session with me, my information will be below for that as well. And let's go ahead and jump straight in. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. All right, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. What does the next 72 hours have in store for them? So overarching energy, general energy, we have the Three of Cups, the Temperance, and also the Queen of Swords. So going into the energy, friendships, people that you keep around you, the company that you keep as a whole is going to be a focal point. You could be looking at whether or not you have quality relationships supporting you, quality people supporting you, and you could be assessing whether or not to share your goals or your aspirations or even your accomplishments with certain individuals. It also talks about like social media. Some of you guys may be, unfriending certain people where their timeline or the things that they post just throw you off. And it's just like, what the heck is this person always posting? Or you could feel like they're a monitoring spirit where they're looking at your social media and your pictures or your stories. And it's like, okay, this person, we don't even interact. We're not even on good terms, but then this person is always watching my stuff, whether it's like an ex, a friend, family member, whoever. It also talks about just wanting to enjoy life. You could be all work, no play, or no time for self. And you could be realizing how detrimental that is to your mental health. So there could be certain attempts that you're making during this time frame to get out of the house, have fun, hang out with people who do mean you or give you good energy, excuse me. I also have the Temperance, which talks about you finding your balance. There may be certain things that were discombobulated, whether that was your schedule, whether that was your emotional state, your financial state. You could be getting to a place to where you're finding your balance and things are starting to make sense for you, and you're starting to, get to more of a grounded place emotionally and also physically. There also may be a Sagittarius or a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius of significance during this time frame, but it talks about you being very logical as well. You may have had a lot of patience for certain things, but now you're getting to a place to where it's like, well, logically, I don't really know if I have much more patience for this, or I don't know if I have enough time to keep letting somebody come into my life and trying to communicate with me, and they just throw off my energy that I just got done trying to regulate. Now, what I see in terms of the overarching advice for the next 72 hours, I have the Seven of Swords, the Page of Cups, and also the Knight of Swords in reverse. So you need to be mindful of certain individuals who can lie like a rug. Okay, they're very good at spinning stories or spinning the narrative like you've done something to them, or could try to gaslight you into thinking that what you feel isn't genuine, or what you're, observing from them in terms of their actions isn't what you see. Also, the challenge, or not the challenge, the thing that you need to be mindful of, or the advice for you, is being tactful or being strategic around what information you divulge and what information you don't. Because there could be certain people, again, who want to know certain things, but may not have any good intentions with that information. Especially a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, possibly an air sign. I'm saying it doesn't have to be these zodiac signs at all, but someone's intentions are not rooted in like good. Okay. Another thing I'm seeing with any new opportunities that you could find yourself exploring, it's important that you don't get into the overly imaginative phase too much when it comes to what you're doing, whether that's starting a new business, whether that's going into content creation, whether that's, you doing certain things to, evolve in your career. It's important that you don't get into this imaginative state to where you lose sight of the practical aspect, and then you feel unsure down the line when things may not necessarily, be like how you may have imagined. This is with anything though. Like initially when we start anything new, we have this vision of what it's going to be like until we actually get into like repetition or showing up and we realize, oh, okay, maybe our expectations aren't exactly what you thought they were. But it's important that you still keep going though, if it is something you do want to accomplish, like a goal here. Now, going into the possible challenge that you may run into during this time frame, what is my Aries possibly going to run into in terms of the possible challenge for the next 72 hours? Okay, so I have the Devil card in reverse, the Empress, and also the King of Cups. So there could be issues with family. This could be the person you may have children with. This could be, you know, needing to help out a family member, and this could be challenging for you. Also, as you're pulling yourself away from things that do not align with who you're becoming, like the Devil card in reverse is beautiful. This does talk about freeing yourself from toxic dynamics and from bad habits and all of that jazz. As you're trying to detach from those things, there's going to be impulses or things that try to pull you back into doing those said things or going back towards those said people. But doesn't mean that you have to feed into it in this month, or at least for the next 72 hours. You're going to have to try your best not to be brought back into that, especially if this is someone trying to pull you back into it. Another challenge could be caring deeply about someone who may not mean you good. Okay. This could also be letting your emotions have too much control over certain decisions that you make. Make sure that you're comparing your feelings against also logic in the same breath, because feelings could trip us into doing things that we don't necessarily want to do, but because we feel like this itch to do something because the feelings are too uncomfortable to sit in, we just start doing stuff like talking to people that we know don't mean us any good, or, you know, just doing certain things from the state of us just being uncomfortable in the moment. So the challenge is to control that impulse. If you can control that impulse, you'll walk out of this time frame really happy that you did. Another challenge could be someone around you. They could struggle with being emotionally whole. They may not be someone who knows how to express themselves at all. And it could be a situation where they project a lot of the times because of it. Or they're like an emotional wall and you try to express yourself to them and now you're overreacting. So, whew. What is going on with love specifically for Aries for the next 72 hours? I have the 10 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords in reverse, and the 6 of Swords in reverse. So for some of my Aries who have been in a long-term relationship with somebody, you could get to a place to where you're not really thinking about the outcome of the connection anymore in like a worried or just over-analyzing way. You could be at a space to where it's like, it is what it is. If this relationship is going to stand the test of time because, you know, we're getting past certain things, then so be it. If we can't, I'm not going to stress myself out. Some of you have just over worried yourself to a point where you can't worry anymore. For others of you, it's more so your partner. You could be trying to work with your partner in terms of their issues and their worries and their concerns, whether that's because the things you guys have been through together or prior to each other. Some of you could be tired if you feel like your person may project a lot of what they've been through with the person they have children with onto you. Like they could act defensive because of not anything you've done, but because the person they had children with prior to you may have done a number. Another thing that I'm seeing for my single Aries, you could be in a space to where you're focused on more so your foundation, trying not to really think about your love life. You could be at a space to where maybe you're not completely over somebody who you may have dated in your past, but you may not be in this like anxiousness to just jump into a relationship, to where you're not getting your needs met or you're even neglecting yourself. What else am I seeing? Some of you guys may be dealing with somebody who does not live where you're at. Like you guys may be long distance to each other. They live in a different state or in a different country. And there could be concerns around whether or not you or your person can travel to see each other. certain travel plans may have to be redone. Now, going into finances and career during this time frame, what does the energy look like for the next 72 hours for Aries when it comes to finances and career? Okay. So, oh, hold on. I accidentally put the same cards back in. What is going on with Aries when it comes to finances and career for the next 72 hours? You got the same cards accidentally that came out. So, I have the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and also the Emperor. So, the next 72 hours, again, this is about handling your business, being strategic around how you're spending your time, especially for my Aries who are trying to like do work and also have a side business, or you do work and also have like gig work that you do. This next 72 hours, you could be trying to balance time, efficiency, and being on top of just how you're managing your money. I do see you making some decisions like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and buy a house, or I'm going to go ahead and factor this, car into my budget. There's certain decisions that you're going to make during the next 72 hours that's going to kind of give you clarity on how to divvy your money out and what to put to the side and all that. Some of you may be really tired of a boss or somebody who may be higher up in a company that you work for. You could feel like they either tell lies on you or they don't give you proper information for you to do your job correctly, or they do certain things that get under your skin, like scheduling issues, or again, like I keep seeing miscommunication being a thing. You may even feel like this person is just extremely rude to you specifically. So a lot of you will be considering, should I actually transition into a different job or a different department? Now, towards the end of this time frame, what are my Aries going to be learning for the next 72 hours? What are my Aries going to be learning or discovering? So with the Hangman in reverse, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and also the Wheel of Fortune, what you're going to learn or understand by the end of this time frame is a perspective shift is always necessary whenever we feel stagnant. And if you did feel like you were unable to make certain moves, or you just felt kind of unsure how to move, I think a lot of it may have been just sitting too long in a reflective state, where reflection, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just too much reflection becomes rumination. Like reflection has to be strategically done, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna if I can talk, I'm only gonna allow myself to reflect or sit and think about this for 15 minutes or for an hour or whatever amount of time that you allow yourself. And then after that point, it's a wrap. Because if it's a situation where you're ruminating on something for days, months, years, you're stuck in a state of limbo and you're not actually acting in the present. You're just reflecting on the same scenario over and over and over again with no insight. And the more reflection doesn't mean that you have more understanding. If anything, you get more and more lost and confused than you were when you initially were trying to reflect on said issue. So by the end of this time frame, you will learn that reflection has to be limited. It has to be limited, and we have to understand we have to get back to our reality and to making moves, because life goes on and it doesn't allow us room to just stay in a state of reflection. Another thing that you'll learn is money management. If you have been maybe feeling like money has just been going out and out and out, I think that you will find a good system that helps you hold on to more of your money, but not also be in this like stingy, I gotta, hold on to every dollar energy, where it's like a scarcity mindset. Also, adapting to change. I think that a lot of you will understand that change is the only constant. Uncertainty is the only constant that exists. To expect certainty out of life is to expect to go insane and to live a very miserable life. So uncertainty is baked into everything. You don't even know the person that you're going to become a month from now, 2 months from now. You could never know what someone else is going to become, what life is going to become. We just have to make sure that we are being constant in the way that we show up and how we handle these things, and remain flexible in that change. And I think that's what you guys could be learning as well. But I hope that this was helpful and to give you insight. If you did enjoy, definitely thumbs up the video, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, Aries.